Hey guys, I want to take you guys back to some basics and go over some fundamental fitness laws that could possibly help you with your fitness journey. Things that you might be doing wrong or just don't fully understand, we're going to break those down in this video. Doing anything wrong when it comes to your fitness journey or just going through trial and errors yourself can be really frustrating and disappointing, especially if you're already putting in a ton of work in the gym and putting in a lot of hours but are not seeing the results that you desire. A lot of people are unaware that their eating habits might not fit their training style and are matching the two incorrectly with what goal you're trying to pursue with what canvas that you currently have. Canvas being your body and all that it comes with, like your genetics, your weight, your body type, your body reaction, you name it. Today I'm going to try my best to specify some of the most common training fails that I see when it comes to an individual trying to reach their fitness goals. And you actually might recognize yourself in some of these mistakes. I personally have committed some of these mistakes, actually quite a lot of them. So I'm here to help you not do the same. First being you are prioritizing the wrong exercises. So there's roughly two types of exercises in the fitness world. We have isolated movements and then we have compound movements. Isolated movements can often be found when using machines, as machines often isolate a certain muscle and guides your body into a specific and controlled movement that usually is only one jointed movement or don't incorporate the rest of your body to help assist moving a certain muscle group. While compound movements are an exercise that incorporates multiple muscle groups to perform. And a lot of compound movements are performed with using free weights like kettlebells, dumbbells, barbells, and more, and they often require multiple joints to be moving. For example, in a squat, which is a compound movement, it requires multiple joints like your ankles, your knees, your hips to perform the exercise. It is basically a full body movement as it requires both your upper body and your lower body to assist with the load as well as your abs and core. I had to roughly explain these two for the following to make more sense. So often when new people join the gym and they start working out, they can basically get away with doing just about anything and still make progress. As long as they consistently show up and make an effort in the gym and do some kind of push and pull movement, they will most likely see progress. And the reason for this is basically that their muscles respond extremely well to be put under any kind of pressure or any kind of stress the first couple of months. However, this won't last for long. Once you're out of that new person to the gym phase and your body have acclimated to moving with a load, you will stop seeing any type of progress unless you actually start being strategic and learn about your body and its specific needs and what to do in order to build your muscles bigger and stronger. See, isolated exercises alone or too many of them just won't cut it. You most likely won't build an impressive physique using machines only. As explained, isolated exercises alone just don't put your body under enough pressure to make your body grow impressively more than it has to for just pushing a machine in an already assisted and controlled movement. However, this is not new news. Even bodybuilders have highlighted the importance of free weights, compound movements specifically. Those are the type of movements you should really be focusing on if you're trying to change your body. So if you're trying to build bigger glutes, for example, you should do exercises like hip thrusts, squats, reverse lunges with a barbell, Romanian deadlifts, Bulgarian split squats, single leg Romanian deadlifts. The list goes on, and there's luckily a lot of different options for compound movements that you can do for your glutes and the surrounding muscle groups. All of these exercises are compound lifts, and it's because multiple joints are being moved equals to multiple muscle groups have to activate to move your body together to perform these exercises. In compound lifts, you're also able to add so much more weight to the exercise, which also, if incorporated correctly equals to bigger and stronger muscles. I could truly talk about compound movements for hours and why you should put so much energy into focusing on them and learning them correctly. They give you so much more bang for your workout buck as to help you burn more calories and also helps you build a more functional and symmetric body, and they help you boost your testosterone levels, which us women also need, as it is literally the hormone that is responsible for muscle growth, and often us women don't have testosterone enough in our body. Even though it is a male hormone, we still need it to just live and function regularly. However, isolated exercises should still be incorporated into your routine, as they still help complete the build of a specific muscle group like your shoulders, biceps, triceps. I personally like to focus on my glutes specifically by doing more glute kickbacks. I believe and have also proven to myself that it helps build more of a shelf-like glute build. But kickbacks alone won't give you these results. It's about incorporating it correctly into your routine. That was quite an explanation for the first topic, but believe it or not, it goes so much deeper than that. But I do want to go to the next muscle building mistake, which is thinking more reps and sets will build bigger muscles. Have you ever heard of overtraining? Maybe you are a victim of this mentality that you have to go to the gym and spend hours and hours on end in the gym, completely physically and mentally exhausting to yourself to the point where you feel like you're gonna pass out and you're just in such desperate need of food. And once you finally eat, you have no energy for the rest of the day. Basically go into a human cocoon and just have a coma for the rest of the day. Nobody should be spending 2 to 3 hours in the gym. It is just ridiculous. Doing 10 to 20 exercises or doing 6+ sets for each exercise with a 16 or 20 rep count for each one of the exercises. It sounds extreme, but I personally have witnessed this myself. Crazy. I don't know what demons that person was fighting, but I've seen it. But it doesn't even have to be this extreme to be considered overtraining. Too much weightlifting and not enough rest can actually cost you your gains because your muscle fibers are too damaged to the point where your body can't keep up with the repairs, and therefore you can either get even smaller or you can just stay stagnant and hit a plateau in your fitness journey, which you probably haven't even gotten that far in if you've been overtraining this whole time, especially when it comes to size and strength. You might be surprised on how effective less reps and more weight can be. A 40 to 60 minute workout is enough for most people, but it's important to note that the program won't be easy, the weightlifting won't be easy, and it sorts of wraps back around to compound lifts and how effective they really are. For bigger muscles, focus on lifting heavier weights, focus on free weights, compound lifts, and of course this should be a given, but focus on good form. You can incorporate isolated exercises, which is also recommended mid or end of your workout, and it's important that you don't do all of your isolated exercises in the beginning of your routine for multiple reasons, but mostly because compound lifts requires so much energy to properly lift with good form and with enough weight to push you through plateaus and for you to keep seeing progress. And the next one, some of you might feel called out, but women that wants to tone as their goal. I think my next biggest request, apart from obviously glute building, is women that ask me or have requests that I help them with toning their body. However, it's not a realistic goal to have, or at least not the way that it's phrased, as toning requires that you lose body fat, but you also build more muscle mass. And those two usually don't go hand in hand. It's not usually something that most people can do at the same time. It isn't an effective goal to have, and people often hit plateaus really fast when trying to pursue both at the same time. Toning is making the journey more complicated than it needs to be. Usually pick one over the other for a period of time, and it doesn't have to be to the extreme. Go with losing body fat first, and then you can focus on building muscle mass. The two requires a different nutrition and different intensity of programs. Often toning also comes into play as some women think that weightlifting isn't what they need to do to tone, but in reality it's exactly what they need to do to build that desired toned body, as it comes down to having a lean body with muscles. And no, not bodybuilding lean with huge muscles. If you think that you're using the word tone because you don't want huge bulky muscles from weightlifting, you have been brainwashed into thinking that because weightlifting won't make you bulky. In fact, if you ever do want to achieve big bulky muscles, it would take you to dedicate your whole entire life to doing so, as it is incredibly difficult for us women to achieve bulky muscles and also maintain long term, and near impossible to do on accident. However, weightlifting will build you an athletic and feminine body, as it puts emphasis on your curvature, and you will achieve the tone look that you have in mind by weightlifting correctly and dieting correctly. Which moves us to the next mistake, which is having the wrong idea about nutrition. Have you ever heard about the 80-20 rule when it comes to fitness? It basically just means what you do in the gym only matters 20%. Meanwhile, your nutrition holds 80% of the power of how your progress will look like. Calories and macros matters, especially your protein intake. Many people get it all wrong. They overtrain, don't get enough calories and protein to support their level of training. This used to be me heavily. I would train for way too long, doing the wrong types of workouts while also not fueling my body correctly. But not eating enough is not the only reason that you're not achieving what you're looking for. You could also be eating too much, while the food that you're consuming could also be non-nutritious. A huge factor for muscle building is obviously getting enough protein. Your muscles simply won't grow if you don't consume enough protein. It does not matter how much effort you put in the gym if you can't give your body the nutrition it needs to repair itself. It's about finding the nutrition that fits your goal and the current status of your body. That would be height, weight, and your activity level. And then double down on nutritious foods that contains enough protein. I understand sometimes hitting your protein intake can be difficult. It's not necessarily an easy thing to do by accident, and it does require that you do some tracking. But you can cut corners, especially if you are consuming some type of supplement. Now, I'm not saying that you need supplements in order to be able to reach your goals, but they do most certainly help a ton, especially when it comes to reaching your protein intake. And as I've just explained, now you know how important proteins are. If you aren't getting your protein intake, you won't see the results that you have been working for. So I definitely recommend getting some sort of protein supplement. It can be whey protein, anything of your liking, but I do really want to recommend the one that I'm currently taking. I don't claim this one to be the best one out there, but I do claim that they have an incredible ingredients list. Unfortunately, a lot of companies out there put more of a focus and emphasis on just the results that you get from taking it, but not so much of all the other things that you're also consuming when you're taking your protein. Again, you don't need to get the one that I'm taking, but I highly recommend Snap Supplements as the company to get your supplements from. I am in love with their plant protein. They have 3 different flavors: vanilla, banana, and chocolate. All of them have 21 grams of protein in them, and they also have amino acids, which is the building blocks for protein. I have a very sensitive digestion system, and this plant protein are very, very gentle to my body. So it's basically a win-win. I don't get bloated from taking my protein, and it supports my goals, and it also tastes great. So we'll put my link down below if you're interested in getting the protein that I was just talking about, but getting any type of protein supplements is highly recommended. Lastly, I do want to touch on being afraid of weightlifting. Ladies, just showing up to the gym and going through the motions isn't enough. Some of you are way too hesitant with the weightlifting and are cutting corners when the exercises gets hard. I understand, and I'm also very familiar with wanting to give up and quit when being uncomfortable and in physical discomfort. But if you avoid all discomfort, you won't have any growth. The term no pain, no gain really comes in strong for this one because it's so true. Not that you have to hurt yourself, because always lift with good form and educate yourself about the exercises beforehand. But you have to feel discomfort when lifting, and it's actually truly when you feel a bit of discomfort in your muscles and your muscles are sort of hurting, that's when in the exercise that your muscles are actually growing. What you feel are literally the muscle tears happening while you're working out. And it's when the muscle tears and repairs, basically going through protein synthesis, that your muscles are growing bigger and stronger. So if you want to build an impressive physique or even just improve yourself, you have to work hard in the gym. Simple as that. The funny thing about these hardships is that you might even end up liking it, especially after some time if you're sick like me. Anything for the gains. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the 5 mistakes that you might be doing in the gym for muscle building. Listen, I don't expect perfection. Nobody are expecting perfection. Your journey certainly won't be perfect, but some of these tips and advice may help you get more on track. But if these aren't enough, I am currently taking on more clients for my one-on-one coaching. So if you would like to work with me on a more personal level, I can be your trainer. I can make you customized workout plans, customized meal plan, hold you accountable, which is very important because I know a lot of you guys are struggling with consistency, especially right now. But don't forget, it is never too late to break out of bad habits, to finally take the step in the right direction and prioritize yourself and your goal. Because I know a lot of you want to achieve your dream body. You probably have a picture in mind that you want to achieve and you're like, yeah, one day I'm gonna start doing it. But when is that day gonna come? Anyways, I don't want to ramble too much. If you would like to join my one-on-one coaching, I have the link down below available for you to obviously apply. And with that said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and are enjoying this new series of Back to Basics, where we are breaking down a lot of basics, fitness, 101 rules. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to watch more videos like this one, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and I hopefully see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.